Hello and welcome to Books in Review. I'm Renee Jones. Today my guest is David Bedford and his book is Angela 1. Welcome.
It's good to be here.
Now this is a novel for young adults, right?
Primarily, I think it's of interest to people of all ages. There are things in it that adults, I think, would like to read, they pick up on that maybe younger ones don't. But really, the primary readership is girls, teenage girls, I think.
Okay. All right. Can you give me a synopsis?
A synopsis. Well, Angela and her mother and sister, just before the novel opened, moved to a suburb of Corpus Christi. This happens just after a divorce. Angela's older brother remains in San Antonio, where they used to live, to go to college. And Angela
goes off to like Arizona, right?
Yeah, to Flagstaff.
Yeah.
With his secretary.
That's so nice.
Yeah, very nice guy he is. And she starts to a new school and has to begin a true high school, 10th and on kind of situation in a new town, new school, new people. And she faces people, frankly, are very envious of her qualities. They give her a lot of trouble.
So tell me about Angela.
About Angela herself. Well, I took I think a big risk in writing it the way I did, but it just came to me like this. It came to me one day at lunch, the whole 3-book series.
Really?
I was taking a workshop through the TCU Extended Education.
Right.
And it was a workshop on getting your work published. In 2002, I published a book of short stories in Spanish, my own short stories, and I then translated them, and I was looking for how to, after getting rejected by two not publishers, by agents. I thought I needed some help, so I went to this workshop, and in the morning he talked about how to put a book project together. Obviously, you can't get published if you don't have a good product to offer.
Right.
And so, in between the morning and afternoon session, we sat down for lunch, and these 3 books came to me. I sketched out the main characters, the locale, and the theme for the 3 books, of which this is the first, and main idea of plot for each one. And the rest, as they say, is history, and since they say it, it must be true.
It must be.
And so this is how it came to me. Now, Angela is unusually mature for her age. And she's a very stable kind of person. And she's happy a lot of the time. She has ups and downs that teenagers normally do, obviously. But she doesn't stay down very long. And the reason is that, for one thing, she's a person who strategizes always and asks, what will happen if I decide to do this? What will happen to my friends if they decide to do this? What will happen if this trend I see just keeps on going? What are the possible outcomes? And so she looks at the kinds of activities that most of the teenagers are into like underage drinking, use of illegal drugs, or drugs that are legal but using them wrong, and misuse of their sexuality. And she looks at what that's likely to lead to, and she says, well, I don't want that for me. And it's because she's always, all her life, thought ahead like that.
Thinks through the consequences of certain actions?
Not just consequences, but trends and what can happen. She's always looking forward. There's some people that are just wired like that.
Yeah.
And then another thing about her is that she loves to learn, and she's motivated by the process of learning itself. And so she's in school and learning, so that makes her happy. And she's very other-centered as opposed to self-centered, and affectionate. And so she has her mind on her friends and on her studies and on issues. And that keeps her from having her mind on herself so much. So she is unusual, but it's a risk to put somebody of that nature at the center of your story, because that's not done.
Yeah. Well, and I would think it'd make it a bit difficult to help them grow, because you want to see a character grow and change over the course of the novel.
Yeah, of course, what she's lacking is life experience.
Yeah.
Lacking information.
Yeah.
She wants people to live by integrity, and what she doesn't know is that if she pushes for this, people are going to come down on her. And so...
A little idealistic?
Certainly.
Yeah.
You have to learn, if you're that way, you have to learn that things just don't always work out too well. And of course, one blow has been her parents' divorce. But another thing is, well, without revealing too much of the story, when she and her friends discover evidence of corruption in school district contracts, of course that would never happen, right?
Of course not. That's just so far-fetched.
They confront the situation, and of course they get under a whole lot of pressure.
I'm sure.
Because of it. So, now the interesting thing, when I finally, it took me 4 years to get a publisher after I wrote it, because it is so off the wall in this regard. And after I got notice that they accepted it, and noticed that it had been released, very soon after that I saw an interview with Aldous Huxley on a link in a newspaper I was reading in Argentina, of all places. And he was talking about the kind of people that we need. And he said that we need intelligence in the widest possible sense of the word, and goodwill, or what the New Testament calls charity, love. Now this is Aldous Huxley, who wrote Brave New World, mind you, saying this. And he said, I mean, these two things go hand in hand. Intelligence and knowledge without goodwill and charity are apt to be inhuman. And goodwill and charity undirected by intelligence and knowledge are apt to be either impotent or misguided. So the two have to go together. So then he revealed to me what I had done and why I had done it.
Suddenly all of that made sense to you.
It made sense.
This is where it came from.
So she's the kind of person that we need for the times that we face.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Now,